Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a really subtle but super powerful form of lying. And no, it's not about those big, flashy lies you can spot a mile away. It's about something much sneakier: the quiet, manipulative questions people use to hide the truth right in front of you. You know how we're always told to look for the classic tells of a liar? The shifty eyes, the fidgeting hands. Well, it turns out that's mostly a myth. The most effective liars, they don't look nervous at all. In fact, they look calm, they ask you questions. Their real weapon isn't what they say, it's what they ask. And that's the whole idea here. The most dangerous lies aren't statements of fact. They're questions designed to trap you. We're going to pull back the curtain on 5 of the most common ones. These are questions designed to control the conversation, shift the blame, and worst of all, make you doubt your own gut feeling. So let's be clear, these 5 questions are traps. They are repeatable patterns, and here's the crazy part. Once you learn to spot them, you will start hearing them everywhere. It's like a magic trick. Once you know the secret, you can't unsee it. All right, you ready? Let's jump into the first one. This is a trap that sounds so incredibly reasonable on the surface. Have you ever heard this one? It sounds like they're being open, almost pleading for you to believe them. But it's not a real question. It's a verbal trap. The whole point is to make you feel guilty for even being suspicious in the first place. They're not answering your concern. They're questioning your right to even have one. There's a name for this tactic, and it's perfect: emotional misdirection. They're trying to shift the spotlight away from the actual facts of the situation and shine it directly on your feelings. The goal is to shame you, to make you feel bad, so that you just drop it. So what do? How do you respond? With this simple, calm, and incredibly powerful phrase. Notice how it just completely sidesteps their emotional bait. You're not getting defensive, you're just putting the focus right back on the facts, which is the last place a liar wants to be. Okay, number 2. This next one is all about shifting the blame, and it also kicks off with a question that seems totally innocent. And again, on the surface, this sounds totally fair, right? Like they just want to know where you got your information. But no, this isn't a search for clarity. It's a hunt. They're looking for a target. This is a classic control tactic. They want to find out who snitched so they can go after that person, either to discredit them or to punish them. All of a sudden, the conversation isn't about their lie anymore. It's about who the tattletale is. They're trying to create a distraction. And the perfect comeback? It's so simple, but so powerful. This phrase just throws the responsibility right back to them. You're basically saying, let's not get distracted by who said what. Let's talk about whether or not this thing is true. It puts the pressure right back where it belongs. All right, number 3. Oh, this one is a classic. I bet you've heard this one a million times. It is a pure emotional power play, and it's designed to put you on your back foot immediately. Oh, the trust card. This question is a masterclass in flipping the script. See, instead of them needing to prove that they're trustworthy, suddenly you have to defend why you don't trust them. Your own instincts are put on trial. But here's the fundamental truth about trust, right? It's not a light switch. You can't just demand it. Trust has to be earned over time through honesty and consistency. When someone demands it in a single high-pressure moment, that is a huge red flag. This response is so good because it's not an attack, it's a principle. You're not accusing them of anything. You're just calmly stating how trust actually works. You're reminding them that it's the result of their actions, not something they can use as a shield to avoid accountability. Okay, moving on to number 4. This one is all about minimization. It's a tactic designed to make you feel like you're completely crazy for even caring. The whole point of this question is to shrink you down, to make you feel like you're being hysterical or dramatic. They take your very legitimate concern and try to frame it as a massive overreaction. And let's call this what it is. It's pure, uncut gaslighting. They are actively trying to manipulate you into doubting your own perception of reality. If they can convince you that your reaction is the problem, then they never have to address their own actions. But there's a beautiful, logical judo flip you can use here. This question turns their own logic back on them. It's calm, it's rational, and it perfectly exposes their contradiction. Because honest people, well, they don't really have a reason to hide things, whether they're big deals or not. And that brings us to our 5th and final trap. And honestly, this one might be the most brilliant of them all because it sounds so formal, so fair. This question is designed to stop you in your tracks. It takes your simple concern, your question, and it escalates it into a big, serious, formal accusation. The subtext is, you better be careful what you say next. It's meant to make you pause and back down. Suddenly, you're not just 2 people talking. You're the prosecutor in a courtroom, and you better have your evidence ready. They've shifted the entire focus from their behavior to your tone, and if you hesitate for even a second, they've won. The way to shut this down is to refuse to play their game. You just bring it right back down to earth. This response de-escalates all the trauma they're trying to inject. It makes it crystal clear. You're not there to fight, you're there for an answer. And it calmly puts the ball back in their court. So, okay, we've seen all 5 of these manipulative questions. What's the big takeaway? How do you actually put this all together and reclaim control of a conversation? Well, it turns out there's a really simple 3-step strategy. Here it is. It really just boils down to this. Step 1, recognize the trap. See the question for what it is, a manipulation, not a real inquiry. Step 2, ignore the emotional bait. Just refuse to get hooked. Don't get angry, don't get defensive. And step 3, redirect. Calmly, and as many times as you need to, bring the conversation back to the simple facts. That's it.
And at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Think about it. People who are actually being honest have no reason to play these complicated conversational games. They don't need tricks, they just answer the question. They welcome clarity because they literally have nothing to hide.
So I want to leave you with this one final thought, a filter you can run any tough conversation through. The next time you feel like you're going in circles with someone, just ask yourself this. Is this person's goal to create clarity or to create confusion? Are they seeking the truth with you, or are they trying to avoid it? The answer to that one question, it tells you everything.